term revival. It's a very important term. One that's misunderstood by the church, but one that's so very needed today. We need a revival today, and we need to understand why we need revival. See, the church understands revival to a great extent as a plea of salvation to the lost. And many in the church think, well, I'm already saved. Well, it doesn't have any relevance to me. So revival gets pushed onto the wayside. There's another constituency within the church that believes, well, revival is really for pulling the backslider back into the fold. So it's not really relevant to me. The revival gets then pushed again off to the side. Well, it's true that revival, a byproduct, is that souls will find Christ, and the backslider will renew his walk and renew his love with Christ. But revival really is something much more. In Revelation 2, the Ephesian church is accused of losing their first love. Jesus says, I've seen your deeds. I know your works, but I have this against you. You've lost the love that you had at first, or your first love. And that's what revival is all about. Restoring the church back to its first love, so that fervency is there. Revivals are brought about by God's praying people, and there's a reason for that. Because it's God's praying people that have gone into the throne room and continually do so on their own, because they have a passion for Jesus. They have a love for him. And revivals are brought about by God's praying people because they see the beauty of Christ, and they so long and desire for their fellow Christians to see that same beauty. But also being in that close realm with Jesus. They see his pain. They see that Christ is sad, that not everyone is in love with him to the extent that they should be. So it's God's praying people that are privy to this unique situation. And that's why they are the ones by which revival are brought about. Because their prayers reach up into heaven, and God answers their prayers with his presence. And that's why the call is today for God's praying people to band together. We need to partner in prayer. Can you imagine the revivals of old, whether it be the Hebridean revival with Duncan Campbell, or whether it be the Welsh revival, 1904, with Evan Roberts, or the Azusa Street revival that was brought about with William J. Seymour, or many of the other revivals we could talk about. It was God's praying people that brought his presence. As they entered into the throne room, their desire to be so close to him, to love him, was so strong that he answered them with his presence. And when he answered them with his presence, all of those around felt that beauty of God. It was said even of the Azusa Street revival that people walking by, when Seymour and his prayer partners were praying and having service, that they could feel the presence of God. And that's why it's so important today that we band together in prayer. The revivals of old were brought in this city, they were brought in that city. Could you imagine what it would be if all of us, throughout the nation, throughout the world, banded together in prayer to bring his presence here, not just in one city, but globally, that the world would understand and see his love? Wouldn't that please our Master? Wouldn't that please him? Partner with us in prayer. Let's make 2013 the year that we determined that we would see the Lord no matter what cost, no matter what cost to us, because we love him. Praise God. All right.